Get ready to dive into the outrageous, hilarious, and sometimes shockingly insightful world of South Park. In this video, we're counting down the most important characters that have defined the series and kept us coming back for more. These are the most important South Park characters. And this is nerdsection.com. When it comes to South Park, there's one character who stands out above all the rest: Eric Cartman. This iconic, foul-mouthed fourth grader is the definition of chaos in human form. From his insatiable appetite for cheesy poofs to his shockingly manipulative schemes, Cartman is the embodiment of self-indulgence and unfiltered opinion. Cartman's unapologetic behavior and his relentless pursuit of whatever he desires make him the show's ultimate anti-hero. Whether he's masterminding elaborate plots to get what he wants or spouting off outrageous, often offensive remarks, Cartman pushes the boundaries of what's acceptable. And that's what makes him so unforgettable. But Cartman isn't just a walking controversy. Beneath his often despicable actions lies a complex character who reflects society's darkest impulses. He's a mirror held up to our own flaws, exaggerated to the point of absurdity. And that's why, despite all his misdeeds, Cartman remains a character fans love to hate, and hate to love. From feeding Scott Tenorman his own parents to leading the Coon and Friends superhero team, Cartman's impact on South Park is undeniable. He's more than just a character. He's a cultural phenomenon who keeps us laughing, cringing, and thinking about the world in ways we never expected. Stan Marsh is the true heart of South Park, often considered the moral compass of the group. He's the everyman, the character most grounded in reality, and often the one who has to make sense of the madness around him. Whether it's dealing with his dad Randy's ridiculous antics or navigating the absurd situations that only seem to happen in South Park, Stan remains relatable and sincere. But don't let his down-to-earth nature fool you. Stan's had his share of wild moments, from starting his own cult-like club to leading a rebellion against the town's obsession with Facebook. He's the character you root for, the one who questions the insanity while still being swept up in it. Stan's dynamic with his best friend Kyle is also a core element of the show. Their friendship often provides emotional depth, highlighting themes of loyalty, growing up, and the challenges of understanding the world as a kid. Yet Stan's not just a serious character, he's got a dry wit, and often delivers some of the show's most iconic lines with deadpan perfection. In a town filled with outrageous characters, Stan Marsh stands out as the voice of reason, making him one of the most important and beloved figures in the South Park universe. Kyle Broflovski is the voice of reason in the chaos that is South Park. As one of the big four main characters, Kyle stands out with his strong moral compass and fierce sense of justice. He's the one who isn't afraid to call out the absurdity around him, whether it's Cartman's ridiculous schemes or the town's latest bizarre crisis. What makes Kyle unique is his deep sense of empathy, which often puts him at odds with Cartman. The two have a legendary rivalry, with Kyle frequently being the target of Cartman's cruel jokes. Yet Kyle's resilience and intelligence often allow him to outsmart Cartman in the end. His Jewish heritage is another significant aspect of his character, often explored with both humor and depth, adding layers to his personality and his interactions with the other kids. Kyle isn't just about being the smart, moral guy, though. He's got a temper and isn't afraid to show it, especially when something really gets under his skin. But that's what makes Kyle such a beloved character. He's real, complex, and just trying to do the right thing in a world that often seems to have lost its mind. Kenny McCormick might be the quietest member of the South Park crew, but he's far from inconsequential. Known for his signature orange parka and the muffled sound of his voice, Kenny initially served as the series' living punchline, with his frequent, often absurd deaths becoming a beloved and bizarre running gag. What sets Kenny apart is his resilience and the depth of his character. Despite his seemingly endless misfortunes, Kenny's loyalty to his friends never wavers. He's the kind of character who, even under a hood and a parka, manages to show a surprising amount of heart and depth. His unique position in the group offers a different kind of humor, darker and more complex, often reflecting on the more grim or existential aspects of life with a blend of satire and absurdity. Beyond the jokes and the parka, Kenny's background adds layers to his character. He comes from a poor family, which sometimes influences his perspective and interactions with others. This socioeconomic backdrop gives Kenny an edge that's both relatable and reflective of broader themes explored in South Park. Kenny's role evolves as the series progresses, but his essence remains the same. Whether he's getting caught up in bizarre adventures or simply hanging out with Stan, Kyle, and Cartman, Kenny's presence is a crucial part of what makes South Park tick. His mix of tragic humor and steadfast loyalty makes him a standout character who perfectly complements the show's outrageous and often controversial humor. Before diving into Randy Marsh and all the hilarity he brings to South Park, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update from Nerd Section. Your support helps keep the content coming and the fun rolling. Now let's get into the wild world of Randy Marsh. Randy Marsh is one of the most unpredictable and hilarious characters on South Park. As Stan's dad, he starts off as a typical, somewhat clueless father, but over the years, Randy evolves into a full-blown absurdist. From becoming the town's marijuana entrepreneur to diving headfirst into bizarre hobbies and wild schemes, Randy Marsh embodies the show's knack for satirical exploration of contemporary issues. His outrageous antics and impulsive behavior make him a central figure in the town's chaotic events, adding a unique blend of comedy and unpredictability to the series. Whether he's trying to win back his youth or getting involved in ridiculous controversies, Randy's antics are always a highlight of South Park. When it comes to South Park's lovable yet often clueless characters, Butters Stotch stands out as one of the most endearing. This wide-eyed, sweet-natured kid is known for his gullibility and innocence, which often lands him in some of the most hilariously unfortunate situations. Butters' naivety and earnestness make him a constant source of comedy, whether he's accidentally finding himself in bizarre schemes or trying to navigate the complicated social dynamics of South Park Elementary. Despite his frequent misadventures, Butters' genuine kindness and loyalty to his friends keep him at the heart of many fans' favorite moments. Mr. Garrison, the school teacher with a personality as unpredictable as South Park itself. From his days as the no-nonsense instructor to his dramatic transformations and controversial antics, Mr. Garrison has always been a cornerstone of the show's satirical edge. His evolution, from a cranky teacher to a character whose personal issues often intersect with the town's absurdities, reflects South Park's fearless approach to social commentary. Whether he's teaching history with a side of chaos or embroiled in his own bizarre storyline, Mr. Garrison's antics keep fans guessing and laughing. Chef is one of the heartbeats of South Park, bringing warmth and wisdom with his smooth baritone voice and legendary cooking skills. Voiced by Isaac Hayes, Chef's soulful personality and memorable catchphrases like "Hello there, children" made him an instant fan favorite. As the school cafeteria worker, he's not just serving up delicious meals, but also dropping knowledge and life lessons on the kids. His soulful songs and unwavering support, especially in times of need, added depth to the show's quirky world. Even though his role evolved over the series and Chef eventually got killed, his impact and his place in the hearts of fans remain unforgettable. PC Principal is one of the most memorable and controversial characters to emerge from South Park in recent years. Bursting onto the scene in Season 19, he's the no-nonsense, politically correct principal of South Park Elementary. With his chiseled jaw and imposing presence, PC Principal embodies the show's satirical take on modern social issues. He's a fierce advocate for political correctness and takes his role very seriously, often clashing with students and staff alike in his quest to enforce his version of correct behavior. His character brings a unique blend of humor and critique to the show, challenging everyone to question the boundaries of political correctness. Wendy Testaburger might not be the loudest voice in South Park, but she's definitely one of the most influential. Known for her intelligence, activism, and strong moral compass, Wendy often takes on the role of the voice of reason among her peers. Whether she's challenging the status quo or standing up for social issues, Wendy's character adds depth to the show's exploration of complex topics. She's more than just Stan's on-again, off-again girlfriend. She's a symbol of youthful idealism and social conscience, often pushing the boys and the town to think critically about the world around them. That's a wrap on our look at the most iconic South Park characters. Want to dive even deeper into the South Park universe? Check out our video on the top South Park episodes ever that showcase these characters at their finest.